Hi, I'm Clayton Lindemuth, the author responsible for the Baer Creighton series and other grit-lit stories. This week at Character Cues was longer than most. I think this one's 9 days so far. I switched from Solares to CA as my finish, and then I went hog wild finishing sticks to make sure I don't burn through this here. And then I ran out of CA glue, and then I switched to medium. I had been using thick, and I switched to medium. I ordered more thick, and then when that arrived, I switched to it. And then I had to learn a whole new brand, so I kept track of every application. And I figured I might as well know how long each coat takes to cure on average, so I can start setting the timer for every coat. All in all, it's been a heck of a week because it proved out my theory that switching from Solares to CA glue would halve my production time and finally put me in a place that I've wanted to be all along, that of being able to produce high-end, high-quality, live edge, burl, and spalted cue sticks every week, and to be able to take you along for part of that journey. Every stick has a story. We're going to look at my dad's 50-year-old walnut stain to turn MC Maple into Master of Chocolate. We're going to look at using a signature pen that ran on me before. So this time, do you think I had to sand it all back down to wood or not? We're going to go from 5,000 grit all the way up to 100,000 grit on the finish. See if you can tell the difference. It's like going from shiny to you can't see it. It's, trust me. And then finally, we are going to face a stick without marring the 100,000 grit finish. Hey, by the way, if you're liking the program so far, subscribe. Help a brother out. I mean, first off, if you didn't know, walnut stain comes from the rind that surrounds a walnut. As it rots, it turns soggy and black. My dad made some of this stuff almost 50 years ago in this very same workspace. And I found it a few weeks ago when I was cleaning. There's a rack of old paint. Originally, this was going to be MC Maple, and MC Maple stood for Master of Ceremony. But this is not dark enough. I want MC to stand for Master of Chocolate. Master of Chocolate. Master of Chocolate. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I am going to let it soak in this time. Fuck it. Hell yeah. 1970s homemade walnut shine, I was going to say, but it's not shine. All right. As an aside, the reason that this made me think of shine is because it gave me the idea that I used in this novel, Nothing Save the Bones Inside Her, which was the first Angus Hargrave novel, which I then went back and wrote. Sometimes Bone, the novel that took place before. Yeah. But anyhow, that's the interesting tie-in with the walnut stain. It's made me think of walnut shine. I've always thought of this more as walnut shine than stain for some reason. All right, there is nothing like wet signature ink to mess up a finish. Then you have to sand it down and start all over. So this is going to be a cool test. I'd never used this kind of pen before. Actually, I have. I've used it and it's smudged. And I have never used the heat gun on it. So this time I used the heat gun, and now we're going to find out. Oh, we got to get a close-up on that. That's too beautiful to not see up close. All those squiggly lines are from the spalted maple, other than the squiggly lines that look like silver that spell my name. Those didn't just arise in the wood. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. Let's see whether or not it smears. What the hell? This stuff is coming out horribly. This is not how you want your video to go down. What the fuck? Okay, I got the first coat on, so it's a moment of truth. Yeah, you can actually see it's clear underneath there. The CA glue makes it rough on top, but the signature didn't run. All right, so maybe maybe my jokes about needing to refinish the sticks can come to an end, because I haven't had to refinish any of the sticks. It was the shafts this time. All right, now we are going to get a closer look at JFG, just plain gorgeous, as I take the finish from 7,000 grit to 100,000 grit with diamond paste. And the shine goes from gloss to liquid transparent. So this is the polish that got it as far as it is right now. This is the box that all of these different pastes came in, these diamond pastes. Since I'm already over their lowest grit, I'm going straight to 8,000. And I'm not going to go crazy with this stuff because it's expensive. And I don't know that there's merit in going crazy with it. I want to first make sure that I get it all over, so that every bit of the surface has a chance to touch this stuff before I turn on the motor. For a minute I was freaking out because it looked like I had sanded through, and I thought, how on earth did I sand through with 8,000 grit diamond paste? But that's what it looked like. But actually it was just kind of a collection of the paste that had kind of stuck and needed wiped off the butt. I was freaking out. Okay, that's got a nice kind of, boy, isn't that pretty. Next up is 14,000 grit. And on the last one, we jumped from 50 to 100,000. The big enchilada, the whole taco salad, as it were. Holy fuck. That's amazing. I'm going to keep doing this a minute. Make it even more amazing. Well, it sets the standard. I'll tell you what. Never, ever, ever saw anything like that. I chose that piece on purpose because of that flame pattern. I had no idea it would come out to be that bold. That is just, and then have an orange underneath it it really sets off the flame idea. It's just amazing. I love it. And down here, that different color of blue, that shimmering. Oh my. Signature came out well. I really like that. I am just tickled beyond. Wow. It's just, so that's 100,000 diamond grit. That sets the standard. All right. Hey, if you're liking the content, subscribe, man. All right. Now, I always like to get the ends of a stick cleaned up when a stick's, when I'm finishing it before I put the final shine on, the flat part. The reason is just because if you have to do something on this later, then you got to put this thing in the chuck and clamp down on that, and you risk marring the finish. So you just got to take precautions, and I just would rather not have to do it that way. So I clean up the ends before I put on the final finish. Except I had an oh shit moment this week, and well, I was ready to start almost celebrating the stick being done, because it's not just this, but it's like 5 that I've done very rapidly. But the face, I checked it and I haven't cleaned that face since sanding it, giving it a shine. And the shit of it is now I'm going to have to chuck up on this thing after it has a beautiful shine on it. And so in order to protect it, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get some of this tape and some of this tape, and I'll show you what I do. This is the tape. I'll tell you why. The stick is going to have to, part of it is going to have to go through the headstock, and part of it is going to have to clamp down on by the chuck. And so, and then once it gets out of there, another part of it is going to have to go into the steady rest. The trick is to not let yourself get pulled away from, you got to keep pulling it back up to count for the taper. And you can't let that get away from you at the beginning. This is where I get paranoid. I don't like metal sitting around that I can bang shit into, because typically I will bang shit into something if there's shit to be bung. So the way this goes is it goes in through here, in through here. So I got this section covered, and depending on how far back this goes, that'll be telling me where I need to get the tape on it. Okay, so right there where it's ending is where it needs to be. There's where we want to be. Yeah, that's pretty steady without the steady on it. Now you can hear that it doesn't have constant contact all the time. You can hear it going, it's scraping, it's hitting some parts and not others. That means we're not getting the full face on it yet. Now you can hear contact all the way around. Now I've backed it up into the hole. There's a channel that thread goes into. Backed it in, get a full cut on the face. All right, I got a clean cut all the way on that, so I'm going to hit it again. Getting back in place. Speed up. All right. All right. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Yeah. Okay. That rolls nice. You see that? Excellent party time. All right. it is time to decide which stick goes to auction and which stick gets listed on the website. All along, I figured it would be JFG, just plain gorgeous, that would be going to the auction. And I think the silvery blue and the orange are likely to ring a lot of people's bells. It's just a nice combination, and the flame in the center, it's like the Statue of Liberty, the torch on the Statue of Liberty, and in that black cherry part. It's such a striking stick that I figured it would have to be the one that I put up to auction. But Master of Chocolate is elegant and gorgeous. The red showing up on the shafts and on the joint protector. And the joint protector isn't stained, so it's another color of dessert. It just looks classy. The walnut stain that's splashed at the bottom, next to the squiggly lines of the spalted maple, is like coffee stain on an old treasure map. This stick has just so much going on that I'd really love to see it at auction too. The bottom line is both sticks are genuine humdinger stunners and are thus qualified. It's like a quality standard. It's a humdinger stunner. It's like 5 stars. But anyhow, they're both qualified sticks to compete for your attention. And the fact is I am curious what the market values, whether it likes the classy look or the flashy look. You know what? Let's have a battle of the Q sticks. Let's put both sticks up to auction and let the marketplace decide whether classy and elegant or splashy and loud is the way to rock a pool cue. All right, so that's the end of the program for this section. Next section, we got to move it over. Hey, next section of the program, we are looking at what's next. And I'm just going to tell you, all these sticks that are right here, this stick, it ain't going to be this one. These are going to be the next two. This one's called Pale Horse, and it's got some really spooky stuff going on. See the ghosts and all that? Weird shit in there. Can't wait to make this stick. Next one's called I Don't Know. And I'm not being clever. That's actually the name. I Don't Know. This is beach right there, and then this is ash, and then this is more beach. And we're going to do something to make this look good. Trust me. All right. Next to last two. Last two next to. Yeah, last two next to. Until next time.